So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna speak with this guy at the hospital, and I'll battle a little bit to get 1,000 fucking thingies. 1,000 XP. So I can buy one of the more like powerful the upgrades.
Over there!
That's right. Took me one hit, these nozzle. And I'm going down there, like, I'm going back, back to the fucking sure, I did one of these a lot. Unless I'm fucking mistaken. Unless I'm mistaken. Did not show him.
Elite! Elite! Filthy piece of shit!
Oh, they both are shot. Pure London accent. I like it though, whatever the London accent. Actually know this girl. Don't mention any names, like for privacy fucking reasons and all that, but her accent's awesome. Oh, we've been on that.
I'd step back, sir! Sir, step away!
You step away from me.
Look lively! We have to stop it! Die, vermin!
Well, you won't be looking lively, will you? You won't be looking fucking lively. Yeah, I'm actually gonna make my way or something back to that like thingy town, the little town that I was at.
He's mine! I'll take it!
Because I want to go back, back to where the first fought one of the vampire bosses, where I was picked up on the boat, because I never quite got a chance to have a look around, The cutscene, he ends up on the fucking boat. Didn't get a chance to look around, so I actually want to go back there and have a look if there's anything around. And hopefully hopefully there might be something. Might be something there. You never know, do you? Let's try. We have a fucking try. See you doing? Ain't nice. What up to, bud? Oh, he just has a lot on. Minding his own business, paying no attention to paying no attention. He was completely oblivious. Completely oblivious. Right, is this open now? It's fucking safe, it better be open. There you go. Now it's giving me quite a bit, isn't it? Not one little safe there. I like it. Fucking like it. I'm in the wrong part or something here because yeah, okay. Okay. You can move there, like it was as if there was like an invisible wall there then. I couldn't move though. I can't move, boy. Safe in this house. I wish the safe was open.
It's locked.
It's locked. It's fucking locked. Sick of it. Sick of it always being fucking locked. It's locked.
There's one of them! You're prepared for that, you ugly fucker! You'll pay for that!
I'll pay for it. Let me get this fucking lid. Oh, fucking second. You always dies and nephews don't never ever charge the cable. Ever. Just allow it to burn. The music reminds me of the Sherlock Holmes a little bit. The films.
I have this thirst for blood.
I hate that, you know, getting old now. Wish he'd say something fucking different. That's better. Back here now, this fucking town. What I actually want to have a look at though. I actually want to go back to one of the places that I was at. And not when I very first fought the boss because I was going to have a look around. A cutscene fucking out and I never got a chance to have a search around, so I'm actually going to go back to where it was and have a look around. It's fucking almost though. A little gander around here and see because I don't think I've actually searched this area.
It's locked, all right.
Lamppost door. Not gonna be there. This chest all done and missed.
I cannot enter. It's locked.
What the fuck is it? No. Homie's got a warehouse around somewhere.
It's a leech!
Oh, fucking the camera angles and that can really fuck it over. I fucking love that. Whoosh. Just zooming around everywhere. Feel like fucking Albert Wesker.
It ain't human! Ah! Fuck, it's fast!
Damn straight, motherfucker.
One of them! Over there! There's one of them burning!
Vermin. That move is sometimes, where fucking like get them, man. Other times it'll completely miss, and I just don't know why. You little fucker, where are you? Oh, you're there, are you? Alright, I'm coming, don't worry. I'm coming. Oh, one of them ones. Oh, these arseholes can be getting annoying.
I'll tell you!
These here, if you actually playing for the very first time, no time you see one of these, don't make the same mistake that I made. I just ran straight over thinking, oh yeah, it's just one guy, I'm gonna fucking slaughter him. And that blade thing will take you out in seconds. So unless you level up first, just don't even bother with them because they're fucking powerful, like. I went in like dead arrogant and cocky thinking, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this guy up. Fucking boy. He fucked me up in seconds. I was like, damn. to go down, fucking. These assholes can be annoying. If you just face one or two, fair enough. But if you come across like more than say 3 and they gang up on you, slaughter in seconds. Didn't even see him there. Fucking move, you cunt. On there. And that move takes way too long to pull off. It's dogs in the open, so I've got some more fucking to do. Fuck yeah. Come on. I've got to start one.
It's locked, all
I
right.
was actually here last time, but I never got a chance, to look around or anything, because I'm in like a cutscene and that's pretty much. Love that shit. Can you imagine being able to move like that? It'd be fucking awesome. See, if it's just one, it's just ain't a problem. But if if you go up against more than fucking one, and there's a few of them, you will get arse raped in seconds, I'm telling you. Where's that box I've seen before? This warehouse, it has to be around here somewhere. Should actually explain a little bit more. There's a guy on one of the side quests, he gives me a key and basically says I've got a warehouse outside of town in one of the districts somewhere. I need stuff, more stuff for me bar, because I'm running low on drinks, whatever, you know. And that's what I'm looking out for. Because he doesn't exactly say which one of the districts it is, he just says a district, you know. Here's a key, no map, good luck, you know, deal with it basically.
It's locked.
Fucking course it is. Honest to God, this game has more locked doors than I don't know what. All that way for a locked door. Oh, well. On the plus side, I did get some shit out of it, like some XP in that. They're all bad. Imagine having them powers though. Just go on the shot, mate. Fucking awesome. How long will he be? Ah, 20 seconds or long.
I cannot enter.
Fucking game and it's locked doors and god damn. call around and around and just go back or something to the town I was going to go to originally.
It's locked, all right.
Of course it is. Why I expected anything else with that door, I'll never know. Sure for one common sign. Find myself a common sight then, I know. Have a look at the first. Create that fucking screen now. So there has to be someone around us someone. Made that screen now. I haven't made the noise then, like a fucking scream that I got. Show yourself better. Western Tops. same thing every time and it gets dead old after a while. They should have gave him like lots of different dialogue and stuff. This is disgusting.
I have this thirst for blood.
It takes so long for him to eat the other fucking rats, honest to God. Or you don't eat the fucker.
It's locked.
It's locked. Yeah, man, if it's your first time playing, get used to fucking hearing that shit. Get used to it. Because you'll be hearing the same dialogue over and over again. Don't get me wrong, like, the game's good and all that, you know. But, yeah, the dialogue just becomes fucking stale. I know I hear the guy in that scream and all sort. Where the fuck is he? So someone actually being killed in the town. And I don't like the way I can only kill certain ones at a certain level. I mean, you ever heard of a vampire? You know what I mean? They can't kill anyone unless he's level 5 or some shit like this guy, yeah.
Good evening.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually want to kill him. But I can't do it unless I'm level fucking 3. I just want to fucking kill him.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
I killed one guy and it was so awesome and satisfying that I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna slaughter them all. But no, the game put a stop to that, didn't it? And this guy, yeah, he's just an asshole.
You again. What do you want?
See, proper snotty. Fucking let me at him. Let me at him. You fucking at you, cunt. What do I want? I want to kill you. Slaughter you, that's what I want.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby. Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you
Hello
want?
again, Dr. Reed. Hello.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Was it me the last time? To the boss. Aluminium shard. Action piece.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again.
Hello again. Why the fuck would they have to be at level 5 to kill her?
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Shit's just annoying. I want to be able to kill them now, god damn it. Not fucking wait around. one of these houses, there's an old girl.
It's locked, all right.
Yeah, it's that guy anyway that's against the wall. Like,
Good evening, madam.
this old bitch
It's
here,
Dr.
that
Reed
can't
again.
kill, I think.
May I
It's
come in?
like level 2.
You best come back in the morning, Doctor.
Let's come back in the morning, Doctor. Fuck you, let me in.
I'll leave you then. Good night.
Come back in the morning.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Miss...
Do you need help?
No, thanks. I'm fine, but thanks for asking.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble.
But all the doors are
Since
locked
most
here.
people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
I avoid you now. But I wanna know.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Those London like a bob. Spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Wouldn't surprise me if that was an actual London gang, gang back in the day. The wet boot boys. Or boot boys. I've been hearing that cat in this game for fucking ages now, and I want to save the cat. There's a trophy for it. Save the cat. And I can hear it meowing its head off, but can I find it? Meow. I'll find it though at some point. I'll probably find it when it's long fucking dead. There's a plant as well back at the hospital, the asylum. All you have to do is water it, but finding water in this fucking game, like finding gold dust, lad. Find fucking gold dust. I suppose, back then that was, you know what I mean, it was pretty hard, like, to find fucking water, so.
Are you alone?
Yeah, if he's alone, we might
Where
be
is your
able to
family?
kill him.
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have
kill
no
you then?
home? You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
We're all alone, yeah?
We're all truly alone in this world. You're lucky you learnt that early.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Well, absoluut, let me have a look and see what.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening.
You motherfucker.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Where is this fucking cat? Where is it, man? Fucking area. Yeah, kitty. Where the fuck are you?
It's locked.
Oh, just like every other fucking thing in this town. Locked. Fucking piece of shit game. Fucking locked doors. You kicking the door in for? Can we kill you?
Good evening, Mr. Fishman.
Yeah.
Why are you kicking the door in, you motherfucker?
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems
Probably.
so sad to know me
Because you beating
sometimes.
the
I
door
don't
in
believe
at the moment.
death is the appropriate sentence for murder. Not in a civilized society. But the last word has to remain with the law.
There is no law around here. No justice to be found. In these parts, revenge is the only answer.
I wanna kill him so bad.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Him and that other one. Fucking hell, bitch, come back in the morning.
I cannot enter.
Of course I can't. What do we expect from this fucking game? We're locked. Let's go and kill some more shit. Need to get that XP up. Can't see me. See? Sometimes completely misses and I don't know why. I just don't get it. Fucking get off me, you cunt. Fuck you. 5 XP, that's it. It takes too fucking long sometimes to gain XP in this game. Just club. 104 damage. Actually want to build up something that's like smaller and faster than the scythe thing I'm using at the moment. But it's powerful, but it's a bit slow, so sometimes you get slaughtered because of that. Hey boyfriend, I can't wait to be able to kill him, and the second I can, he's getting slaughtered because he's just an asshole. He's just a fucking douche nozzle, so why not? These assholes are powerful.
Steady move!
Yeah. Good. Do not be fooled by them.
You're mine, Vampyr! Fuck!
Powerful as shit, them, you know. Yeah, like, them ones are not so bad, but them assholes, they're powerful. The very first time he was up there, and I was only at like level 5 maybe, and I ran straight over thinking, yeah, this douchebag's gonna get it, and he fucking whipped that blade out and slaughtered me in about 2 seconds of that, and I was like, wow, okay. Won't be trying that again, so I had to level up first. And them assholes with the fire. Come and get it. Energy. Fuck me. Did you take enough health there, mate? Fuck. after at least 1,000 XP, so I can get one of the more powerful upgrades. Usually guys down here to kill, but for some fucking one. Don't be looking up as I'm walking over to you. It's not fucking cunt. How'd that feel? You like that? I fucking loved it. Anything with a lock on like that, I don't see why, why you can't just like break it off. If that was me, I'd be breaking that off with an axe or something. There's a good thing though, when you can exploit it. If there's any guys in the bridge or whatever and you make your way back, back or something to the Pembroke Hospital, game saves, you go back or whatever, then they're all right back there.
Get him with
just keep doing it until if you die, die in the process. And it actually reloads. Fucking damn assholes, the fireman, Jesus Christ. You can go back and you've got all the XP still. And they're back and you can just kill them over and over again and you'll get shitloads of XP. It's tedious and boring, but you're after those levels. You have to do it. That's what you have to do. How'd that axe taste? Well, the axe the site. At that site too, maybe. I want that power to be able to zoom around everywhere. Fucking awesome. Vermin. Take that. Out of breath like he was a fucking vampire. See, if the game saves me, go back there, it's right back there, isn't it? Completely messed up. Kill him at least, so That's right. How'd that feel? Huh. Didn't do a fucking thing. Pay back, motherfucker. That was awesome. So if the backs are turned, they just completely blank you, really. Oh, I didn't mind that. He's going out on his own. Let's fucking kill him.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Fuck you.
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Yes, indeed. But don't worry, I am perfectly
All
capable
these
of taking
doors
care of
being
myself.
locked does give him a headache.
I will see you later. Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Tippett. Motherfucking Tippett. Where's he gone or whatever? The other doctor, the thingy stuff with you. There's two, I think. There's a black guy that trade stuff with you. He usually stood there. And there's another doctor.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon.
That's Harry Potter.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan.
Harry Potter's
Welcome to the
becoming
Pembroke
a nurse.
Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see.
Whoever designed
Well, I'm
it
a
is a
surprised.
huge Harry Potter fan.
But I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
Even the
You
glasses
must
are
know,
perfect, aren't
blood
they?
transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Ah, fuck you, bitch.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as
She
dedicated
fucking
as
stands
Dr.
out, doesn't
Tippett.
she?
He should be a standard for us all here.
Harry Potter.
If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
To clear Dr. Tippett's name must be the decision of Dr. Swansea. You can't take matters into your own hands.
I respect Dr. Swansea's authority and management, but he's no idea what happens here on a daily basis. I did what I had to do.
You did you?
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did.
If I had...
You can't...
Look around...
To clear Dr...
I respect...
You can't fucking...
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Yeah, actually, let me see.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening.
Needs any medical fucking... No, that I can cure, I think.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine, as soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Where the fuck is he gone, Doctor? There's one of his...
Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
He might have some shit.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
The power on that's... Let's get on there. Don't fucking scream. You shitting me?
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
There he is, he walks out at all the... Oh, that's not him. What was in them?
It's safer here than anywhere else in
I'll go soon and have a word with that Dr. Tippett fella. Actually won 1,000 XP though from buying flames though. I can't, but I can't find it anywhere. I would like to see one fucking hit. No fucking around. No nothing. Just
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
you. If I was a vampire, I'd just rip that gate right off. Let's go and have a conversation with Mr. Mr. Dixon or something at the hospital. Unless there's anything around here.
I can't believe I'm doing this. It's locked, all right.
Usually assholes aren't, do they?
It's locked, all right.
Dr. Edgar Swansea. We'll have to have a conversation.
Please, Jonathan, come in.
Oh, well, come in. Oh,
Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes.
I already want
The
to kill
human body.
spoke to him.
Biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
After Astro, if any of you guys had the chance to be a vampire,
forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And
increased strength,
call me Eddie.
Oh, I would. I'd fucking love it, man.
Thank you. But I'd rather you didn't speak so lightly about my condition. There is nothing I find amusing about this situation.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please.
He wants all the mustache cream in
the
town.
Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
How can I kill her? I can't kill her. I don't want to know. Come back here, you fucking douche. I was talking to you still. You still wanted to anyway, to you. Just walk, yeah. Just walk away.
Do you need something, John?
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
Damn straight.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
the sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weak and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
Where do we stand today?
But to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
How do Skalds come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skald?
A skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I can't
We'll
even
see each
ask
other
him,
again
you know,
soon,
if he needs any medical fucking assistance. No, it's not that one, is it?
It's locked.
Of course it is. Almost got 1,000 XP now, so. Go and get this fucking, you know, this delicate flower as he calls it. See if we can slaughter the shit out of it.
I need blood. I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
A giant morgue disguised as a
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reed.
Not under my watch, Nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent
She has to be a vampire with them
appointment
fucking
to
eyes,
Pembroke
isn't it?
Hospital.
You're a vamp. The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
You are aware that I too know the thirst for the Scarlet Nectar.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition. Is our little mystery close?
I think of nothing.
My situation. Is our little...
I think...
My...
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. But thanks, anyway.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Good evening, Doctor. Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Yes.
I will see you later. Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Oh, it's Dr. Tippett.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Answer some questions
Dr.
for
Reed,
me.
any good news to share?
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
I have no time for such triviality, my dear colleague. We're here to save lives.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
You've nothing to prove, Dr. Tippett, to anybody. And we all praise your experience. Please, have some rest.
I am perfectly fine, and I am not too old for this job.
Said you was.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Said you needed fucking rest.
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled time, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Looks like a fucking man. Looks like Harry Potter, mate.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
That's why you won't rest.
I will cover for you, Dr. Tippett, by keeping what happened to Mr. Connor to myself.
I don't know what to say, actually. I can't exactly force you to become my accomplice.
You didn't force me. This is my decision to make. I believe you're still of use to the hospital, considering the situation.
Then I can make you this promise. As soon as the epidemic is eradicated, I will resign.
Investigation is successful.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
£100 out of it as well, but where's this other asshole doctor you fucking so shit?
Good evening.
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? What?
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Have you heard talk of any blackmail here at the hospital?
No, nothing.
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
90, we need 10 more. Where's that one gone? Fatigue.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reed.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Have you heard of someone blackmailing people in the hospital?
Pardon me, sir, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Do you really believe goodwill won't last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Still haven't got what I need for that. Please control. If the beast take over for a short time, the beast teleports itself to all enemies around you and strikes them with furious blow. Targets, feet, brings life to shadows until an enemy in your area inflicts tremendous damage. What is it? Shadow plus 200 damage. 100 blood. I prefer the damage, to be honest. Everything costs way too much. $1,000 for level 1 fucking thingy. Guys, I'm gonna leave it there for now. Get me breakfast and that. Thank you for watching and stuff. It is much appreciated as always. Thank you very much. See you later, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back soon anyway. Alright, guys.